Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey.
And I'm Tim.
Alright, so today, you know what's really strange?
What?
This shirt, right? Well, I used to wear this shirt for the channel. It was so tight on me, and I was always like, I'm hanging out. This shirt is huge on me. Like, this shirt does not fit me. I need to get new merch.
It looks good on you, actually.
Well,
but
I kind of like stuff that's really baggy now. So I'm going to start off by thanking our subscribers for sticking behind us for all this time. Special thanks to Patreon and PayPal members, our financial supporters. If you've ever thought, how can you be part of the show and how can you help? This is how you can help. You can become a financial supporter. There's a link below this video on how you can do that. Plus, they get the videos up to 2 days early. There is some special content on Patreon that's not available on YouTube. So there are some benefits.
Really appreciate all that interaction.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I have the other channel, Sophomore Swag, which is about all my school stuff. There was a video on there, that still is, on the classroom prep. My latest one is the first day of school. You can see me getting dressed, ready for school, right? Meeting the kids for the first time, doing my, hey, let's do a little tent with your name on it and all that stuff. So that's there. You can check that out right here.
I think people like to see when you do your meals at work, like, because you have no other option than to bring your food.
Well, that's a different series. That's on this channel. That's a week of lunches teacher edition,
Gotcha.
which I'm starting to film again. So I think we're 2 lunches into it. I know
those are always really good.
Well, the thing with that is it looks like I'm eating Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it's really, I bring the same thing all week, right? So if I actually did them all the same week, it'd be the same food all week long. So last week I brought like overnight oats. This week it'll be something else, and I'll show that, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. This is a free channel. It is not behind a paywall. Everything on here is free. Every now and then there's a sponsor or something, but everything on here is free, and I would love to keep it that way. A lot of YouTube channels do memberships now, right, and all that. I don't want to do any of that. If you can just click on subscribe and support the channel, it would really mean a lot to us, and it would really help us keep all this free. All right, so, let's hear that box to say.
So excited for today's show, by the way.
So we are really on this Seitan kick lately. We're buying these Seitan cubes, right?
I was in shock. They're going for about between $6 to $7 a box. We'll go through a box a day.
That's one meal, right? Yeah. So because the serving is so small on here. So we're just like, enough, like I know there's recipes for seitan, right? So we decided like a few weeks ago, we're just gonna make our own, right? And we can't believe, so we've been doing this for a while, we can't believe how easy and how good it is.
And just the flexibility. This recipe really turned out. So
today, we're gonna show you the seitan recipe we've been using. It's so versatile, right?
Absolutely. The recipe today that we're making is a shredded style, and from there you store it in the fridge, and it can be used for so many different meals. I love the flexibility of this, the cleanness, so you can figure out your macros, how much protein you need. It's just great.
Yeah, the basic recipe is kind of the same, but depending on how we boiled it, right? Depending on how you cook it, we boiled it a specific way and rolled it up so we could shred it.
Yep.
But you could easily like roll it in a log and slice it into cold cuts and that sort of thing.
Yeah, right? Or if you wanted to make a pepperoni. So more videos to come definitely on this. But for today, we're doing the shredded style.
We're just going to show you the base recipe and what it turns out to be. And
it's delicious.
So
stay with us. After the cooking instructions, then we'll go over how we plan on using it this week, showing that flexibility. So stay for the end.
And of course, we'll do the macros. Let's get to the food. Our Seitan vegan protein recipe comes in at 143 calories, 27.5 grams of protein, and less than 1 gram of fat. It's a perfect option if you're creating an entree and you're doing a low-calorie, high-protein lifestyle. Let's get started.
All right, to get started, we're doing 300 grams of vital wheat gluten. Next, we have 125 grams of premium pea protein. Next, we have 40 grams of nutritional yeast. Look at all that flavor. Next, we're going to be adding some seasoning. So I'm doing a combination here of salt, 1 teaspoon. Next, I'm adding some paprika. Again, this is 1 teaspoon. Then we've got some onion powder. Again, 1 teaspoon. And finally, our last teaspoon is garlic powder. All right, I have all the ingredients here. So I'm going to take a whisk, just kind of mix this up. So this is a step you don't want to miss. I'm going to get a separate bowl here for our wet ingredients. Okay, we're going to start off with some 10 ounces of water here. Followed up by 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. All right, I'm going to whisk this up just to make sure it's all together. Now we're gonna add this wet ingredient to our dry ingredients. All right, with the dry ingredients here, we're gonna take the wet ingredients and add slowly up. Ultimately, I'll end up using my hands here.
All right, so we're gonna add this slowly. I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time here.
Keep going.
All right, I'm not a baker, so I don't know. It says slowly. All right, let's keep going there.
All right, and the final.
All right, you ready for that?
There it is, okay.
All right, and we're gonna mix this together till we get, what, like a dough consistency?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty rough looking, but we'll let it set for a bit to kind of incorporate a little bit more.
All right, so when it gets to this point, is it time to use the hands?
It's time for the hands. I'm gonna take off the ring here. All right, you've seen my hands with the sourdough mixture before. I'm gonna come and kind of do the same thing here.
It's almost like a baking with him episode.
It's almost like that. So you can see I've tried to mix as much as I can, but I still have some powder in here. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water.
And you're just trying to get like a dough consistency, right?
Yeah, kind of. I want a glob that will stick together. So it's gotta be wet enough to stick together. And I'm just not seeing that here. Okay, as you saw, I added some water here just to start incorporating this. We'd mixed our dry ingredients, the wet ingredients were dried. So really I'm just doing this for a couple minutes here, squeezing, pushing through.
So I think you can see the gluten now, and it's kind of a big dough ball, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what are you gonna do next with this?
So at this point, I wanna sort of shape it kind of long, and I'm gonna make an octopus out of it. I'm gonna make 3 legs coming from the head, and then we'll braid it. So that's what I'm about to do next here.
All right.
Okay, so now that I have this shape, we're making a tearing.
We're making a terrible, not a terrible. It's not a terrible recipe.
So to help facilitate that, if I braid this, it's going to be easier to kind of pull apart and hold together when we boil this. So with a knife, I'm just going to separate it here.
Looks like you're using the Dalstrong Shogun Series knife there, right? Got a big old kitchen knife. You can get your Dalstrong products with the link in the below this video. Oh, all right. A little challah bread braid there.
Yes.
Is that what you're doing? All right.
Yes.
And then you just kind of, okay, that part I don't understand, but okay. Then we just put it back the way it was.
No. All right.
All right. All right, so this is ready to boil, right? So we're just gonna set up a pot with some broth in it and drop it in, right?
Correct. So I'm gonna let this rest, just like we would other bread type recipes with this gluten. So this is gonna rest while we get the boiling water ready, which is gonna be bouillon.
Yeah.
How much?
Well, we'll show them.
Okay.
All right, so what are we doing here?
Okay. Well, let's begin with 8 cups of water.
All right, so this is what this is like cooking liquid, right? And then we're gonna pop in the Better Than Bouillon. This is the seasoned vegetable base we got from Costco. We're not oil free anymore. Oil's a lot of calories, so we don't use it, but we're not oil free. But anyway, this one does not have oil in it. One of the ones they do, the other vegetable base does, this one does not. So we're gonna put in 4 teaspoons of this. It's really hard to get off this thing. That's 2. That's 3. This stuff does have a lot of salt in it. So it'll be up to you if you want to add salt to your recipe or not. We're still doing it anyway, but and it's reduced sodium, but I don't know how true that is. All right, so that's in there. Let's whisk that up a little bit just to get the bouillon out of just kind of the center and kind of get it going. And I'm going to turn my burner on, and we're going to set it to medium heat. All right, so where are we now?
Okay, we're at the point where our broth now has come to a simmer. So we're gonna take our setine that we've let set here now for a while, right?
Right.
And it's been braided.
So the gluten doing its thing.
Exactly.
Right,
we're gonna set it in here.
All right.
All right, this is perfect. We're now gonna let this simmer cook for 45 minutes. Maybe at the 25-minute mark, we'll set an alarm so we can turn this over to make sure it's evenly cooked. So,
so we want to put the cover on and turn it down to simmer then, right?
We want to simmer this.
I guess that's about 1,000 watts, maybe 800. All right. So 45 minutes, simmer, flip halfway through, right?
Correct.
All right, we'll see you then.
We'll see you then.
All right, so we're halfway there, right?
Yeah.
All right,
right
let's take
there.
this. Whoa, this is doing more than simmering. All right, so we're gonna flip this bad boy over, right? Carefully. Hang on, put that down. Do you need another one of those? All right,
We're
there you
good.
go. There you go. All right, it's looking good, right? Holy smoke.
Yeah, it's not tough at all. Still have a bounce, so we're doing really well here. Let's cover this up for the remaining.
Waiting 22 minutes, right?
Yep.
All right, let's let it do its thing. All right, so it has been 45 minutes, and that thing looks nice and tanned. So we're gonna shut the heat off, and I think we're just gonna take this pot and let it go and take it off the heat for now, right? And then we'll
good.
take it out and let it cool.
Yeah, if you don't mind moving this, then I'll
Yeah,
lift.
I'll take care of that.
Okay.
We'll just put it on the thing there. All right, let's put it on the thing there. All right,
Oh,
just
bossy.
what am I gonna do? I gotta get rid of this. All right, well, I will. All right, so I have to let it cool for a minute, and then I can move it.
Okay.
All right, so Tim's gonna attempt to just get it out of here and get it on this thing so it can start cooling off. All right, let's do it.
All right, cooling rack
There you go.
with some absorbent underneath.
It does already look very rubbery and easy to pull apart, right?
Correct.
All right, so this is just obviously too hot to work with now, right?
Correct. So you do want to let this settle, let it cool off. So we're gonna come revisit this in about an hour.
Yeah, let's give it. Yeah, we'll give it like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then we'll come back and see what we can do with it.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, so it's cold, nice and cold to the touch, and at this point we're just gonna pull it apart into little pieces, right?
Yes. So when we had braided and put this together, this is the effect I was going for. So we have some places so it will fork out. So
And it's actually got a lot of liquid in it still.
it is. It's kind of bounce, but so I think the idea is for this to be used in stir fries, in sandwiches, etc. So I think if I can just
So this is it right here, right? We're just pulling these. I mean, it looks like chicken or something, doesn't it? Don't you think?
yeah. So this is our shredded protein.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
this is
pretty cool.
This is really nice.
Yeah. This is gonna be great if you just throw it in the frying pan with whatever you're making, and it just kind of takes on the flavor, and that's it, right?
Yeah, we've already had stir fry ideas. The barbecue.
All right, so we're just gonna pull this apart and put it in this dish, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get all that done, and we'll show them what we wound up with.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it's really good. Holy smoke! Wow. So
As far as a base for different recipes, this is not too salty. The spices are just right.
just the way we made it is perfect, and it's we're kind of ready to eat, like we're eating it now. All right, we counted all these servings. So we're gonna take this apart and make it all like one big shredded kind of protein base, and then we'll tell you what to do with it. Right?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So here it is, like just kind of ready to use, right? And there's quite a lot of opportunity to use this.
Absolutely. From sandwiches to like soups now.
You can just throw some barbecue sauce on this and heat it up. And you can see here, like, it's a full container of this stuff. Like, it's a lot of seitan.
I've read that this freezes well. We have not done that because we just eat what we make. But if there's only two of you or one, that's an idea. You could freeze this because it is, it's some work involved. But just think of the soups and sandwiches.
Oh my gosh.
It's already cooked. So really this is like when you cook vegetables, this can be added in. There's
So I see a lot of seitan future recipes coming.
I do really do.
All right, so this is done. Let's get back to telling you about the macros and all that.
Sounds great. Okay.
All right, so we have it right here still, and here I wanted to show you something. If you can read this, there's a piece of blue tape going across the front of this thing, and here's what it says. Because every time we make this, if we use more water or less water, there might be a different amount. Right?
Exactly.
So this says one serving is 85.6 grams, and then it says calories 143, protein 27.5. So that never really changes. And the number of servings in here doesn't change, but the fact that this time it's 85.6 grams for a serving, and next time it might be 90 grams or 75, right? What we do is we just take the whole thing, I didn't show that on camera, and I measure it. It came out to 1,113 grams. So we just took that and divided it by 13, because for the macros I'm about to show you, this is if you get 13 servings out of it, right? But you don't if you're not counting your macros, then you don't need to do all that. We do it because I am, you know, kind of a math person, so I need all the macros. So here's what this turns out to be, right? First, you saw it in the recipe, right? When we did the recipe video, it's just little strips, right? Like, it's really cool. So, you know, just like you saw in the recipe video, this is ready to, like, what would you do with it?
Okay, my plan, in the morning we have just egg. So I'm planning on making an omelet with some spinach that we keep in the freezer, so I just grab a handful of that, some cherry tomatoes I cut up, and then I bought from Trader Joe's the cut up bell peppers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I can just take a handful, put it in there, and it's so fast and easy, but now I'm getting some protein from that, but also this. It works out for me. So that's one idea.
Breakfast stir fry.
Breakfast, kind of breakfast omelet scramble.
Yeah. And very easily, this can be a stir fry with anything, right? This
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. And this could also go in a salad, right? You can throw it in the on the frying pan, put some more seasoning in it. I don't know, and then throw it in a salad.
So I think the plan for me for lunch this week was to have this over a sweet potato and a little barbecue sauce. So if I saute this in barbecue sauce, so good.
Yeah.
So we've had that before,
yeah.
But now this is like from homemade. I know what's in here. It's gonna be delicious.
All right, so you're gonna see many options for videos that we're gonna do here, but let's go over the macros.
Okay.
All right, so like we said, 13 servings out of this. Each serving, I'll put this on the screen, it's about 85 grams as far as when we divided it. Each serving is 143 calories. And for the 143 calories, that's 27 and a half grams of protein. That's a lot of protein for 143 calories. So if you were to double that, you've got, you know, 286 calories and over 50 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know that a shake can give you that, right? Like, those are good numbers. So I broken it up into 13 servings because at 143 calories, this gives you plenty of calories left to add in some beans, right? To add in some sweet potato, to add in all of these things that, you know, maybe you're not protein rich, but that goes with that would give you the complex carbohydrates and all that stuff.
Exactly. I'm already thinking of the blackened corn a little bit and some black beans with this. Anyway.
Yeah, so there's plenty of options here. You can also half the recipe. Maybe you don't need 13 servings. And then you did say, like, you heard that someone was able to freeze this stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't tried that.
We haven't tried this, but no. My understanding is that this freezes really well. So if you make a big batch, don't think you have to eat all this in 1 week. But it is one of the sources of protein this week we're going to incorporate for sure.
Seitan is the highest source of protein per calorie in a vegan world, right? Meat eaters can just, you know, eat chicken or whatever and resolve all that, or egg whites, right? We can't do that, and I don't want to do that, but it doesn't get any more powerful than Seitan, right? You can look at soy, you can look at all of the other things, beans, whatever, but nothing for the calorie, for the 1 calorie, you get way more protein in Seitan than you do in any other vegan option.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like already my anxiety level has lessened because I have this protein goal. I don't want to lose muscle while losing weight. So this,
there you go. Take a spoon.
I know, this makes me feel so much better or less anxiety because I can have incorporate some of our favorite meals with this. So.
All right, that's our video for today. A shredded style of Seitan that you can make in many different ways. You can bake it in a log, whatever, slice it, but we're just doing it because we want. For me, the shred is the easiest to do. Hit that like button, show us some love. Click on the subscribe button. Again, we're not behind the paywall. It's a free channel. Yeah. There are no memberships, and we've got some really cool stuff coming that's really going to surprise you, and I'm really excited about it. So click on the subscribe button. Click on that bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday.
And remember, if we can do this, you saw it.
Oh my gosh,
you can
totally
this.
do this.
Yeah.
Right. All right, leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. The reason I did this is because someone in the comments said make your own Seitan, right?
Make your own.
So was that you? Are you making Seitan? Let us know. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.